Hello, everybody. This is our next session of Fastery of Tea Fireside Chats with
Hello,
lovely Suzan
Susan.
and myself, Elana. And today I'm going to be interviewing Suzan, and you're going to find out a little bit about her life and how she came to Fastery of Tea. So, without anything else to say, I'm just going to ask you the first question. How did you come to know about Fastery of Tea?
It's a loaded question. Actually, it's not. I had suffered from depression, pain since around 2001. And I moved to Texas. I was alone, and I started to have these pains in my wrists. So I started to go see doctors. I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel. Well, that went away, and the pain was moving all over my body. Oh, and over the next several years, in 2004, I was finally diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was in debilitating pain. Doctors, and more doctors, even, massage therapists, detox clinics, all sorts of different modalities that could make you well. None of them worked long term, and none of them really worked without any sort of medication. So I was heavily medicated. And so adding to the debilitating pain and a lot of grief creating that, I was also dependent on medications. And probably about 9, I think, when I learned about Fastery of Tea. But anyway, I had been pretty much housebound. I was in bed a lot of the time. I would sleep 15 hours a day in the beginning of all this pain, and about in the early part of the diagnosis. And I would sleep and not feel like I got any sort of sleep. And specialist after specialist, the top doctors in the state of Texas, and several different counselors. I mean, at one time I think I was going to 3 different doctor's appointments in the week, and all 3 different types of doctors. So you would see the therapist, and then to talk about it. And then you would see, I even did pastoral counseling with my church. My husband didn't know what to do. We were really, really in a bad way. I couldn't work. I had lost a job at Bank of America, and that was a pattern for me. I couldn't stay somewhere very long because the pain was so intense. So it was when I found out about Fastery of Tea. I had been searching online. I remember my husband Roger saying to me, "Cure, you're not going to find it, so don't torture yourself." But I couldn't stop looking because I knew that I would find it, and
It's okay.
I knew that I just didn't count on getting emotional at all.
That's okay. You're human. We're all human here.
So I had found Faster EFT online one day. It was interesting. I'm sure a lot of people may have found it the same way, although it's kind of funny. I was looking at the Cure videos, Robert Smith, and I had been Googling about fibromyalgia. Well, somehow in the search bar in YouTube, I couldn't find the actual official videos for the Cure, the band. They were all like other videos that had come out. But I wanted a specific song, sung it as whatever. The real Cure, Robert Smith, and we know what happens when you put that.
Right.
And it was just very funny because
It's okay. Breathe deeply.
So I think about 7 months passed. That was in either the end of 2009 or beginning of 2010. And so many months passed. Whoever was sitting in that seat I was tapping with them and tapping for them, regardless of if I had the problem. I was going to cover every base pardon me, that I knew to hit, even if it wasn't my problem. Well, I know that program somewhere. Now I look back and say, that was genius. So I sat there and did that. I started making a list of different things that had troubled me my whole life, and then in October of 2010, I went to a level 3 class. There were about 13 people there, the best people, and they watched as Robert tapped on me for 2 days to quit smoking. Now, it's interesting because even when I talk about that, I didn't see the video till much later, and I look and go, "Who is that?" You know, like, and my friends who are just at level 3 there, yeah, they're like, "You're not anything like that." And I guess I had lost my voice, and Faster EFT helped me find my voice again. Wow. And
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is. These are happy tears, but at the same, wow.
Yeah. That's an amazing story. Well, really is. Tell me, how do you use Faster EFT in your daily life today?
I recognize if something's bothering me, if I get angry, if I get sad over something, if I get upset. I've been tapping so long that a lot of times I can recognize that pattern. I know that's my mom, or or that was my program for certain situations. I wasn't raised with the proper way to love someone in a marriage, and she gave me everything she had, my biological mother, and I was adopted at the age of 12, so I did learn a lot from my adoptive parents, but my father died in a car accident when I was 8 years old. It's funny because Robert tapped on me and I had a pattern of 7s. You see that come up, but I've noticed that mine was 7. Some people have that number, and I did. I had that, but I was 8 years old. When I look back and I thought about that, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
This for 7 years, this happened, or for, anyway. So my father died in a car accident when I was 8 years old. And I don't know, I really don't remember knowing how to process that. And, I'm learning from other people. I'm just doing what they're doing. So growing up, I think there were a lot of things that I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to love a person in the way that, to honor them.
Right.
And, we still have arguments, but I say Faster EFT saved a lot of my relationships.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I still have tendency to be, an escapeaholic. And that's something I'm getting better at, but,
right.
to run.
Just to run,
and
yes.
So, but I'm telling you, the improvement is pretty amazing.
Well, it's giving you a coping skill, how to cope with your issues, how to cope with your emotional problems instead of running from them.
And that's what's so great about Faster EFT. In the way that I use it, I used to, this is a new set of skills. So I'm tapping and I'm going along. And then I think we talked about this, where I decided, to seriously apply this thinking system in everything. And that takes some work. But once I started to do that, you wouldn't believe the things that just kind of fell away that I didn't have to tap on anymore, because it just kind of, it worked.
It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. And you get this thing over here and it knocks down this thing here because they're connected with each other.
It's amazing. It really is. The changes I had with Robert in that 2-day period were literally phenomenal. I had never experienced anything like that. I knew it would be amazing because of, I had been watching him, and I thought the world of these people already, the
Mm-hmm.
ones I've been watching. And but experiencing that was extraordinary because I mean it was phenomenal. I thought, well, this might last. Well, I did quit smoking,
Mm-hmm.
yay,
Right.
and
Yeah, I
and the
purchased this.
fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of emotion that had never been dealt with, and it was pretty much it was like I had physical reactions. Um, uh, it was such a wonderful experience. I felt lighter. I felt happier immediately. It just, what everybody probably goes
Right.
through when
Right.
they
Right.
experience that. It was very deep and it meant a lot to me. And I'm very thankful.
Cool. Wow. Great. Um, okay. So, how do you think Fast EFT changed your life most?
Wow. Faster EFT has taught me, because you always hear it, love yourself.
Right.
Pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea how to do that. Not even the faintest, nothing. And
Right.
experiencing that, and everything you do, you know, for yourself should be a blessing to your body, should be a blessing to your life. The way you treat others, it changed the dynamics of. I went from not loving myself, and in fact, quite the opposite, um, to to uh, to actually treating my body like the temple it should be, and only putting things in that were
Wow.
good for it. I mean, and that was a journey in and of itself. Like talked about that, but it was intense. And Faster EFT is just it's quite a tool. I thought it would be a great experience, but I didn't know it would change every aspect of my life. Um, at level 1, I suffered with insomnia. Um, and I tapped and I tapped, and I've been tapping on insomnia, and everything that could be surrounding that. But it finally went away, and I sleep like a baby, and
Cool.
it's just
Cool.
amazing. And I have clients who also do. It's good.
Very cool. Very cool. So, what are your plans for the future regarding Fast EFT, regarding everything?
Well, oh, life has gotten a whole lot better, and now, rather than, I never realized what a life of meaning that I could have, and now it's coming into existence. And it's just great. But I want to help as many people as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and share this gift. I'm doing that now, during the day, with whoever needs it.
Mm-hmm.
I often talk out in the community, and I've shared it with a few people from an AA group, at a small meetup, and they really enjoyed it, and it did change their perspective of a whole lot of
Cool.
things. And we even had some tapping. It was very good. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And
Very
next
cool.
year we'll be buying another house, and it will have an office for just my clients and myself.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think I showed you the plan I want for the
Yeah, that's
outdoors. So
amazing. Yes,
yeah,
amazing.
that it's in here. It's like it's going to happen. It's going to be. So
That's the way
and
to do it. That's the only way to do it.
it's not even there's no doubt in my mind. And
No doubt in my
uh,
mind now either.
yeah, this has been something that I've been thinking of for a long time. Having, I think Deidre had at her home, she had seminars
Mm-hmm.
when she started out in her outside space. But I want mine to be very beautiful and welcoming, and just
Right.
really help people.
Wow.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
good
great.
times.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to come visit you over there sometime.
you will, and you'll have a beautiful guest room and all
Wow.
that.
So, what would your advice be to people if they asked you about Faster EFT? Like if someone was having problems?
I to Well, I can say start like I did, but there are plenty of practitioners now that you can choose from, and such lovely people that won't judge you. This isn't traditional therapy where you talk about your problems. It's really a way of getting in there and solving it, getting to the root of the problem and just pulling it all out.
Right.
So,
We're much more interested in how you do the problem as to why you do the
yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So my advice would be if you've never heard of it and you'd like to know, you can contact one of us, and there's a whole lot of other people on Robert's website as well, on fastereft.com. And get a hold of one of those people or one of us, and we can show you that. If you want to know more about it, go to YouTube. There are plenty. I have my favorites, but there are plenty of. I'll be happy to share that playlist with anybody. But I have favorites, and I like the one specifically on addictions when Robert's at Habilitat. I think it's not this past year, but the one before. He's wearing a pink shirt. You know the one.
Right.
And addictions, because many people are addicted to something, whether it's food, relationships, sex, money, gambling, drugs. It doesn't matter. When you find out how you make it happen and
Right.
go back in and change
It. And
how
get
you're
rid of
going
it.
to make things happen in the future.
Right.
Well,
And
you really heal yourself.
yeah. You get coping skills. You learn how to
Yes.
cope with your issues. So you don't have
And
to
it's
run
the
away from it.
best.
Yeah.
No,
Absolutely.
it's great. So I would suggest starting on YouTube and finding, we have where you can, on there, you can put faster EFT depression, faster EFT weight loss. You can put any category, and there's numerous videos on each subject. So
Great. Okay, so stay tuned with us next week for the next issue of Fast GFT Fireside Chats with Elana and Suzan. And in the
peace, y'all.
meantime, happy tapping.
Happy tapping.